if you hear music in the background, that is the sound of the 1940s ball, or a cheer going up now and again. We are at the 1940s ball this year, and I'll tell you a little bit about it in a minute. Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Byerrum, author of The Crime of Fashion Mysteries, as well as my 1940s 3 novels set in Washington, D.C., The Brief Luminous Flight of the Firefly. And we're here today to remember that I was here working on research for my book, this book of the 40s. This ball celebrates the heroes of the 1940s and lots of music. But what struck me a lot about this place and these people and the excitement that they have here is dancing. There's dancing in several different places and a lot of excitement about it. And I came up with these words. They danced to beat back the fear. They danced after hearing someone else they knew had died in a foreign land or was reported missing in action. They danced to be so exhausted they could sleep. They danced to shut off the voices, the questions, the uncertainty. The brief luminous flight of the Firefly. Now I hear a more up-tempo tune, and there are dance lessons here, there are dance demonstrations, and it's all a pretty good time. However, right now, at this particular moment in time in America, in Boulder, Colorado, at the Boulder Airport, I can't help but think of what's going on in the country, and it brings back that feeling of uncertainty and horror. And so I can imagine what people felt during the 40s. Not to the same degree, I hope and pray, but it's all a lesson in writing. So if you're a writer and you want to do something, sometimes it's good to get away from the computer, to simply step outside your immediate environment and go do something. Go dance. Go think about something. Go to a museum to look at things from the period in time you're writing. And you can be writing contemporaneously as well. However, since I've started writing books in the past, it's a nice feeling to know that I don't have to deal with computers and I don't have to deal with cell phones. I just have to deal with real people and emotions and the occasional murder. So I'm going to dance away right now and we'll check in with you in a few minutes. Bye. It wouldn't be the 1940s ball without a few words about the dress code. And the dress code is 1940s. Attire, or 50s, and there's a lot of 50s and some 30s. Although I haven't really seen a lot of 30s, although my dress right here with the ruching through the middle is probably a late 30s, early 40s example of the period. But I think for a lot of ladies here, the big thrill is getting to see a man actually dressed up. The thrill of seeing a lot of men wearing dressed up clothes, even for them, and not bursting into flame at the very thought. They're quite cute in their slacks, brads or suspenders, and white shirts and little bow ties. That's one thing. There are a few suits, some very handsome men, including the man holding the camera here in a nice dinner jacket. But it's also, I notice over the years there are themes that continue, such as the ladies' baseball teams coming in their baseball uniforms from the 40s, spurred on by a league of their own. And there's some nice clothes, very few authentic 40s outfits that I see. And that's kind of sad, but I still love to look. And I love to see that. You will see a lot of people in uniforms, like that man to my left, if you get a picture. So, you see a lot of sailors and soldiers, officers, and we will probably go look at the equipment next. But keep a lookout for, or I'm going to keep a lookout for good examples of 1940s clothes. So I'll see you at the next stop. Bye. The ball gives us a chance to admire some of the beautiful vintage cars that are truly distinctive and lasting, such as this 1940s Packard, admired by a couple of attendees who found the side mirrors particularly useful to check makeup. This beautiful 1922 Ford Roadster, flaunting a Roosevelt for President sign, nice and polished. We can't forget the characters who were wandering through the ball. Here are Carmen Miranda, Lucille Ball, and Betty Grable. And here I am with 101-year-old veteran Howard Berger, who was the oldest World War II veteran at the ball and quite the man about camp. The reenactors gave their all in this day, and let me remind you, it was 90-degree heat. Oh, and here I am with this handsome man, Bob. People waiting to get into Rick's Cafe. Don't forget the characters who showed up or flew in. Then there are lots of tributes, pictures from people at the ball, and we seem to have stumbled in on a proposal of marriage. The tents here with camouflage are part of the scenery, as well as tanks and other utility vehicles from World War II. Always a good photo backdrop. The sun going down, and planes. Who wouldn't want to get a view of a 1940s plane? And as they soar high into the sky, you can actually smell the gasoline and see the gasoline trails from the plane. And that looks a little scary, doesn't it? A sunset painted by Maxfield Parrish. And here we are as the sun goes down over the Rocky Mountains. Another silhouette, the band shell in the distance. As you can see, decorated with lights. Now we have dancers. We have dancers, and we can see that there's swing, there are some two-steps, some foxtrot, perhaps a Lindy Hop or two. And if you're lucky, they'll slow the pace so you can enjoy a waltz or a slow dance with your favorite guy or gal. And here we have a very spiffy uniform, naval uniform, people enjoying the ball. And I have to remember to mention the polka dots. So many polka dots, so little time. Every year at the ball, the polka dot should really get its own award because so many dresses are adorned in polka dots. So the 50s will never die in many ways. And also the polka dots were a favorite of the 40s, and Lucille Ball was often seen in polka dot outfits. And here we have a young lady with one of the older vets and having a good time. We've moved to the outside bandstand and dance floor, where you don't even need a partner to dance. As the evening goes on, the floor gets more and more crowded with fans. Oh, I think we have seen that gentleman at the other dance floor, Rick's Cafe American. And you can see the seasoned dancers who've been here before don't necessarily wear the high heels. The ladies tend to wear sneakers for some of those energetic dances, like the jitterbug and the Lindy Hop. So, depending on your arches and your heels and your feet, choose your footwear wisely. The skies are darkening here at the 1940s ball, but it is the shank of the evening, as they used to say. So there's lots of dancing to do, costume contests, things like that. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the tanks and the soldiers and the reenactors who are here to illuminate how soldiers had to fare during the 1940s, during the war. I talked to someone whose father was at D-Day in Normandy, survived, And then was sent to the Pacific Theater, so he really earned any awards he got. It is great. Everyone has a story, everyone has some history, everyone has secrets to tell, stories to tell, and if you're a writer, obviously, you say those stories. You want to have a great book, you want stories, and you want to enjoy Princess and Dog. Now, tonight we're going to hear more from the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, the red tomatoes, the saucy tomatoes, the tomatoes.
Hot tomatoes. The red hot tomatoes.
The red hot tomatoes are going to be playing, and also some singing from Frank Sinatra and some other groups. So we're going to stay and sip some of that, but I will be thinking about what I learned tonight and more stories from more people and relatives. I found you. Hi.